Cyber Defense, a tech deck game, a play guide. Introduction. We live in a digital age where we have a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips. The digital bounty of the internet lets us share, explore, buy, and coordinate like never before. However, digital perils also threaten us. Cyber attacks are launched every minute against our citizenry. This calls for sophisticated cyber defense systems and mechanisms. There are three very common cyber attacks. One is phishing, where hackers try to get people's passwords and other sensitive information, a man-in-the-middle attack, where a hacker inserts himself in a connection, and a distributed denial of service attack, where bots flood a server and cause havoc. Cyber defense is an area control genre game. In this genre of games, players vie for spaces or areas through attacks, strength, or presence. Players use resources or forces that can be mustered into an area to try to gain dominance in the zone. Often, multiple players can occupy the same space, and controlling a space grants a player advantages. Examples of area control games are Royals, El Grande, Ethnos, City of Spies, Innis, Asara, Mangrovia, City of Gears, The Palaces of Carrera, and Root. El Grande is one of the grandfathers of the area control game. In El Grande, players are vying for control of different provinces in a newly unified Spain. A Colonel Blotto game is a game from game theory where players distribute resources over several battlefields. The player devoting the most resources to a battlefield wins that battlefield and gains its payoff. The game was proposed by Emil Borel in 1921 and was studied after the Second World War by scholars of operations research and became a classic in game theory. In 1950, Gross and Wagner's research memorandum coined the fictitious Colonel Blotto. The game is a rare example of a non-trivial game where optimal strategies can be explicitly found. In addition to military strategy applications, the Colonel Blotto game has applications to political strategy, resource allocations across political battlefields, network defense, R&D patent races, and strategic hiring decisions. Another example of the Colonel Blotto game are two sports teams competing to hire from the same pool of candidates by allocating their resources. The teams decide between many modest offers to the candidates or an aggressive pursuit of a smaller set of candidates. Setup and objective. Cyber defense thematically explores concepts in cybersecurity. Modern computer systems are vulnerable to cyber attacks, and there's a constant vigil to keep computer systems safe against cyber intrusion through cybersecurity measures. Common types of cyber attacks include phishing, man-in-the-middle, and distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks. In cyber defense, one player plays the hacker, and the other player plays the defender. The objective is for the hacker to try to deduce the defender's password, and for the defender to try to protect their password. The game ends after 3 rounds, or if the hacker has cracked the defender's password. And the hacker wins if he's cracked the defender's password, otherwise the defender wins. Setup. There are 3 battlegrounds: phishing, man-in-the-middle, and DDoS. You'll mark these regional play areas with face-down cards or blank piece of paper. You'll expel all the wild cards and then shuffle the remaining cards to form a draw deck, and the discard pile is next to the draw deck, though it starts with no cards in it. Each player is dealt 10 cards drawn from the draw deck. You'll determine the roles randomly. One player will be the hacker and the other defender, and the hacker starts the game. Then you'll deal 6 face-down cards in a row into the defender's password area, and the defender may look at these at any time. You'll deal each player 2 face-up cards from the deck into the man-in-the-middle battleground. Gameplay. The game is played over 3 rounds in a series of steps. And the steps in a round are develop battlegrounds, card effects, resolve battlegrounds, and prepare the next round. In the develop battleground steps, players take turns alternating to play cards into any of the 3 battlegrounds until each player has played 9 cards into all the battlegrounds. Cards are played in the fish and DDoS battlegrounds are played face down. Man-in-the-middle battleground cards are played face up. Every battleground must have at least 1 card played to it, and there's no maximum number of cards a battleground holds. Here we see an example of developing battlegrounds. Cards played in the fish battleground are played face down, and each battleground must have at least 1 card played to it. For player 2, the defender's man-in-the-middle shared battleground, we see that she has 2 cards starting face up at the start of the round, has already 2 cards, the 12 of service and the 6 of knowledge already in the battleground, and she decides to play an additional card played in the middle battleground, and they're played face up. and she'll be able to use up to two card effects, two different card effects from any of the face-up cards that she owns in the Man in the Middle battleground. For the DDoS battleground, cards are played face down, and again, the battlegrounds can hold any number of cards. The next step is card effects. Players alternate using game effects from up to two different man-in-the-middle cards that they control. A player may use up to two game effects each round. The effects can be applied to any of the battlegrounds. All cards in any of the battlegrounds are owned by their respective players, but they're also considered neutral cards for tech deck game effect purposes. However, password cards are not considered in play for game effect purposes and may not be affected by game effects. After using a game effect on a card, you can play a card to any battleground. The hacker may not use game effects that search the deck, 9 of knowledge, 6, and 11 of technology, as that would reveal too much information. However, the defender may use cards that search the deck. Resolving battlegrounds. Players will then resolve each battleground separately and sequentially. Phishing, whose theme is to be able to see information, the highest value card here in the phishing battleground wins that battleground. You'll use the tech deck as tiebreaker rules, knowledge being the lowest suit, followed by science, technology, and service is the highest suit. If the attacker wins, they reveal one password digit of the defender, and if possible, you first reveal a non-upgraded digit, then the hacker makes two guesses. If the defender wins, they can unlock a locked digit, and the hacker only makes one guess. Man in the Middle, whose theme is eavesdrop insertion, the highest total sum value of all the cards in the Man in the Middle battleground will win that one. High card is the tiebreaker. If the attacker wins, they make 4 guesses and 2 additional guesses. And if the defender wins, the hacker makes no guesses at all. In DDoS, whose theme is overwhelming attack, players will arrange their DDoS cards from high to low for each player, and you'll compare each pair of hacker and defender cards from low to high. The DDoS winner is the one who wins the most comparisons, and each opposing pair of lowest value cards counts as one comparison win. If one player has more cards in their DDoS battleground than another, that will count as a 1-0 win for that comparison. Each tech deck tiebreaker can also be broken through tech deck tiebreaker rules, and if the hacker wins, they can lock one digit in the defender's password, preventing it from being upgraded. You slide the card backward to indicate it's locked. The hacker can additionally also make 2 guesses. If the defender wins, they can upgrade the password digit, and the hacker only makes 1 guess. An example of resolving battlegrounds: in the fish battleground on the left, the high value single card wins that battleground. Here, the 13 wins with 10. In the Man in the Middle battleground, the highest sum wins that battleground. Player 1 or the hacker has a sum of 25, 7 plus 7 plus 11, and player 2, the defender, has a sum of 12 plus 6 plus 5, or 28, and so the defender wins that one. And in the DDoS, the most number of comparisons wins that battleground. And here, 2 is compared to 3, 2 to 4, and 1 to 6. As further examples of the fish battleground, in example 1 on the left, the highest single card wins the fish battleground. The attacker with a 13 of technology beats the defender's 10 of science. The hacker wins and thus turns over a digit in the defender's password, and he also makes 2 guesses. Here, the defender played 2 cards into their fish battleground, a 10 of science and a 6 of technology. However, only the 10 of science is used because only the highest single card is considered for considering who wins the fish battleground. In example 2 on the right, here the defender wins this fish battleground because she played a 12 of service, which beats the 7 of knowledge. And here, because the defender won, she gets to unlock a digit in her password, and the hacker only makes 1 guess. Resolving battlegrounds for Man in the Middle as 2 further examples. The example on the left, here the highest total sum of all of the Man in the Middle battleground cards controlled by the player would win, and the hacker has a value of 25, 7 plus 12 plus 6, and the defender has a value of 16, 7 plus 6 plus 3, and so the hacker gets to make 2 additional bonus guesses and makes a total of 4 guesses in that round. In example number 2 on the right, the defender wins with a value of 21, 7 plus 4 plus 10. and the hacker only has some value of 17, 13 plus 2 plus 2. Here the defender wins, and so the hacker makes no guesses at all. Further examples of the DVOS battleground being resolved here, the most number of comparison pair-offs wins this battleground. We see in example 1 on the left that they've ordered their cards lowest to highest. So the first comparison is a 2 to 3. And here the hacker wins that comparison. The next is a 2 technology against the 4 of service. And here the hacker also wins that comparison. And the defender has an additional card, one more card than the hacker, and so she automatically wins the 6 of technology comparison. However, here the hacker still wins 2 comparisons to 1. In example number 2 on the right, here the hacker has lost the 2 versus 2 comparison, as the 2 of knowledge is the lowest card in that comparison by Tech-Deck tiebreaker rules. And between the 4 of service and the 6 of knowledge, the hacker wins that comparison. So here in this example, each player has won one comparison pair-off, and they tie. And the tiebreaker is the player with the very lowest card, which in this case is the defender, using the Tech-Deck tiebreaker rules, knowledge, science, technology, and services, the order of suits. And so the 2 of knowledge is the lowest card, and so she would win that round. Password guesses. Making a guess. The hacker selects a card, a position in the password, and makes a guess, stating a number from 1 to 13. If he selects an upgraded digit, he names both a value and a suit instead. If the hacker guesses a number that is in the password but not in that position, the defender states how many of that guessed number are in the password and turns the target card sideways. This indicates that the card is not of that value, but the value is in the password. If the hacker guesses the proper suit of an upgraded password digit but not in the right value, the card is turned upside down. And if the value is not in the password, the defender says that there are no digits of that value and leaves the selected card alone. The defender's response considers previously revealed digits. If the card is already turned sideways and is selected as a card for a guess again, it is only turned again only for a guess if it is an upgraded digit. For a correct guess, if the hacker selects a non-upgraded password card and it matches the number, the defender reveals that password digit. If the hacker makes a correct guess for an upgraded password digit with both number and suit, the defender reveals that password digit. Resolving password guesses. So here's some further examples of revealing and making password guesses. On the far left, the defender has upgraded their leftmost digit, and so the hacker would need to guess both value and suit in order to reveal that card. On the second digit, the hacker uses one of their guesses to guess 13 at the second password card. The defender responds with none, meaning that there are no 13s in the password, and that password card is left untouched. In the third position, the hacker guesses a 3, and the defender says 2, meaning that there are 2 3s in the password, and she turns that card sideways to indicate that there are 2 3s, but not in the third position. The hacker makes another guess of a 2 in a fifth position, and the defender says 1, meaning that there's only one value 2 in the entire password. And because the fifth card is actually a value 2 card, the defender reveals that card. And in the far rightmost digit, that is a locked password card and cannot be upgraded by the defender. Then players will prepare the next round. You'll form a new deck. You'll take all the cards except the password cards together, including the cards used by the hacker to guess the defender's password, to create a new draw deck for the next round. Each player is dealt 10 cards. The game ends after 3 rounds, and the first player alternates. You'll deal 2 cards face up for each player into the man-in-the-middle battleground. End of game. The game ends after 3 rounds, or if the hacker has cracked the defender's password, and the hacker wins if he cracks the defender's password within 3 rounds. Otherwise, the defender wins. Tech-Deck concepts. The Tech-Deck modernizes classic playing cards, bringing them into the 21st century. You can use it for any classic card game. Unique card game effects create interesting interactions to provide replayability. It's versatile. The small form factor is easy to carry wherever you are, whomever you're with, and whenever you like, you can enjoy gaming. Games that are long and short, casual and serious. The Tech Deck is a gaming platform that you can play many games with. They'll appeal to different audiences, speaking hardcore gamers, non-gamers, party settings, and family settings. Cyber Defense is the 17th game to join the Tech Deck family of games. The first was Tech Grid Poker, which is two-dimensional poker with card abilities. Then came Tech City, City of Cards, which is a tile-laying genre game, and it's a semi-cooperative game. Tech Exchange explores the real-time genre of games where players trade and exchange cards that represent stocks. Tech Chess is a chess variant where the cards represent chess pieces, each with abilities that can be upgraded and built. Gears of Industry explores the customizable genre of games. Elevator Pitch is a creative party game and idea generation tool. Cardle is head-to-head code breaking, a deduction and puzzle game. Chronological is an educational genre game, history-based family and party game. Peer-to-Peer explores two genres of gaming, the cooperative genre of gaming and the deck building game. Cardoku is head-to-head Sudoku. That's a puzzle solving game. Newsworthy has the players search the internet as a source of conversation. Card Barrage explores two genres of games, the dexterity-based genre of game and tower defense game. Prisoner's Trilemma is game theory in action, where players try to discuss and solve trilemmas, and it uses payout matrices from game theory. Tricks of the Trade is a trick-taking game with negotiation and trading. Host a Heist Dinner Party is a dinner party genre game where players plan a heist and crack a safe. Paradoxical, a Race for Paranos Paradox is another game theory game. It's inspired by Paranos Paradox. And of course, Cyber Defense, which is a cybersecurity themed area control puzzle game. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out my other Tech Deck videos on my YouTube channel in order to learn and explore the other Tech Deck games. Thank you and have a great day.